It's not every day that the Toyota Tacoma, the iconic midsize pickup truck, undergoes a complete redesign. Yet, for 2024, Toyota rolled out some major changes that have certainly piqued the interest of truck enthusiasts and potential buyers alike. While many of these improvements are undoubtedly appealing, there are several factors to weigh carefully when deciding whether to invest in the all-new 2024 model or remain loyal to the tried-and-true older generation. You're going to want to stay to the end, because even though the thought of a redesigned Tacoma is exciting, there are some serious considerations before buying. If you like automotive content and find this video helpful, hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Toyota is offering 8 different trim levels on the new Tacoma, ranging from a base model SR to a mid-range SR5, which has been the most common in the past, to a luxurious Limited. Also available is a TRD Pro and a Trailhunter. The 2024 Tacoma showcases a striking departure from its larger sibling, the Tundra, boasting a more modern and aggressive design. Its redesigned front grille, sharper headlights, and pronounced body lines lend it a bolder and more contemporary appearance. In contrast, the current generation Tacoma, while retaining its rugged charm, begins to show signs of aging in the face of the 2024 model's updated aesthetics. The redesign emphasizes a sleeker, more aerodynamic profile, not only enhancing its overall look, but also potentially improving fuel efficiency, a key selling point. Many buyers actually find the Tacoma to be much better looking than the recently redesigned Tundra due to the better front-end proportions. It really does look nice without being over the top, and with many trim options, there's one for just about everyone. Stepping inside the cabin, the 2024 Tacoma is a major leap forward compared to the current generation. Toyota is using upgraded, more premium materials for a better fit and finish and overall comfort. The result is an interior that exudes a more premium feel, with meticulous attention to detail apparent in its design and quality. The design looks very similar to the new Tundra, which is very comfortable, attractive, and mostly high quality. Additionally, the 2024 Tacoma integrates the latest infotainment features, including a larger touchscreen, seamless smartphone integration with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and advanced driver assistance systems. The available 360 camera will be a huge help for maneuvering, especially off-road. These enhancements address some of the criticisms aimed at the current generation Tacoma, which was occasionally regarded as lacking in terms of modern technology and interior refinement. The Tacoma has been produced in its current form since 2016 when it received a major refresh with new styling in the 3.5-liter V6. The V6 puts out 278 horsepower and 265 pound-feet of torque through what many would consider to be an outdated 6-speed automatic transmission. This drivetrain has been discontinued for 2024 with an entirely new lineup. The most significant update in the 2024 Tacoma is its enhanced performance and diverse powertrain options. The new Tacoma offers an array of engines, including a potent 4-cylinder and an exciting hybrid variant, catering to a broader spectrum of consumers. The current generation Tacoma, while capable in its own right, might appear somewhat underpowered when placed alongside the 2024. All 2024 trim levels will come with a 2.4-liter twin-turbo engine. The base model SR will have 228 horsepower and 243 pound-feet of torque. All other models will have 278 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. The higher trim levels will also come with an optional iForce Max hybrid powertrain with 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. Most Tacomas will come with the 8-speed automatic transmission, but there's also an available 6-speed manual. It's safe to say that the transition from the Tacoma's old V6 to the new Turbo 4 options is going to be similar to how the Tundra dropped the V8 and is now using a smaller Turbo V6. There are some mixed emotions about these changes, and understandably so. Turbo engines have some major advantages over larger displacement, naturally aspirated engines, but they also have some huge drawbacks. The Turbo 4-cylinder engine is going to have much better low-end torque, which really helps the overall drivability. With the new Tacoma, max torque is going to be available at an insanely low 1700 RPM, at least with the iForce Max, compared to 4600 RPM with the current generation. This low torque curve is going to be a game changer when it comes to driving in traffic, towing, and off-roading. With plenty of low-end torque, normal driving is effortless and it doesn't need to be wound out when towing or hauling. The Tundra does have a small amount of turbo lag, which the Tacoma probably will too, but instead of waiting for the old V6 to kick down and wind up to pass someone, you'll just be waiting for the turbos to spool up. Even though the 8-speed transmission isn't groundbreaking in terms of numbers of speeds, it's absolutely going to help keep the engine in the power band while maximizing fuel efficiency. The Tacoma with a 3.5-liter V6 has a substantial towing capacity at 6,800 pounds. However, the rating for the 2024 is slightly down at 6,500 pounds for the non-hybrid iForce and 6,000 pounds for the hybrid iForce Max, despite the added power and torque. Regardless of the numbers, the real-world drivability when towing is likely to be much better thanks to the turbo engine, which should provide effortless power when accelerating onto the highway or climbing hills with a heavy load. Since the power is available at such a low RPM, the towing experience is likely going to be much quieter as well. After all, numbers aren't everything, especially if you're not maxing out the capacity. The old Tacoma with the V6 is rated for 18 miles per gallon city and 22 miles per gallon highway with four-wheel drive, but gas mileage is expected to be better than before, at least on paper. The smaller turbo engines generally achieve higher MPG ratings, but real-world figures aren't always as great as they're made out to be. If you're going to drive it very carefully and hardly use the turbo boost, yes, the gas mileage will be good. But if you're like most people and actually use the turbo boost and take advantage of that additional low-end torque, the gas mileage is going to reflect that. This has been demonstrated before with trucks like the F-150 EcoBoost and the Tundra. Those who are using their trucks as intended by towing, hauling, and taking advantage of that extra power might even get worse gas mileage than they would with a V6. In short, don't buy a new Tacoma just for the hope of better gas mileage, because you might be disappointed. The Toyota Tacoma is basically the trusty steed of the pickup truck world when it comes to reliability. People love it because it just keeps on chugging along with little to no maintenance. The 3.5-liter V6, the 4.0-liter V6 in the older models, and the 4-cylinder options have all proven to be virtually bulletproof. Whether you're using it for your daily commute or taking it off-road for some adventure, the Tacoma is known for being tough and very low maintenance. It doesn't give you a headache with constant repairs, annoying issues, or high maintenance costs. The powertrains are simple and they're great at getting the job done, and they continue working even when severely overworked. Over the years, Consumer Reports has claimed better than average reliability in almost all major categories. With the all-new turbocharged powertrains, we don't know what to expect going forward. Typically, turbo engines aren't as reliable due to their complexity and the fact that they're smaller engines putting out more power than larger displacement alternatives. We do know that Toyota has a reputation for building high-quality, reliable trucks, and I don't see them ruining that. I have no doubt that the Turbo 4 powertrains will be well built, but the chances of them being as reliable and long-lasting as the naturally aspirated alternatives are pretty low. Thankfully, there will be some time to test these out with the 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty, so at least there shouldn't be any immediate worries. Even if the new turbo engine presents potential longevity issues which may or may not develop, almost all vehicles have their problems. The naturally aspirated Tundra and Tacoma are probably the least troublesome vehicles ever sold, but when it comes to new vehicles, they all have their issues. Whether it's a Ford, Ram, Nissan, or a GM, nothing is trouble-free. With new technology constantly being implemented for improved performance, fuel efficiency, and comfort, there are going to be issues that arise. Dealing with occasional repairs is just part of owning a vehicle. Having said that, hopefully the new Tacoma will be relatively trouble-free, even if there are some kinks that need to be ironed out. It might be best to wait at least a year or two before buying a new model, because it's not uncommon for entirely redesigned vehicles to have their problems. As with all new vehicles, and everything else for that matter, prices are going to be higher than before. Pricing for the 2024 isn't out yet, but the 2023 starts at $28,000 and goes past $48,000, with a moderately equipped SR5 with a TRD Sport or off-road package being somewhere in the mid to high 30s. With all of the new features, power, and luxuries with the 2024, don't expect this to be a bargain. A middle-of-the-road trim level will probably be somewhere in the low to mid-40s based on the current pricing of the Tundra and Tacoma. The 2024 Tacoma is a huge improvement over the previous generation in many ways. With more power, a refreshed exterior, and a premium cabin, there's no doubt that this will be appealing to many buyers. However, with no V6 option and the decreased longevity that typically comes with a forced induction motor, some people will opt to buy an older model or hang on to their V6, and understandably so. If you're looking for the latest and greatest, you'll undoubtedly be happy waiting for the 2024 Tacoma and paying a premium. But if you're someone who hangs on to their cars as long as possible, there's no huge reason to upgrade.